Oh my God.
I know. It's just, again, it's a curse on tonight's
I
episode.
wasn't going to drink tonight, but now I am.
Oh, fucking drink.
You're listening to the 5 Gallon Podcast. 5 Gallon Podcast.
Once the volume control is set, do not readjust.
Your station name here. Control bridge away. Put me out on the stereo. Enter Woodruff.
5 Gallon Podcast.
This is everything I ever wanted. This is everything I ever wanted.
5 Gallon Podcast, bringing you the best of independent music from around the globe.
Well, hey there. Episode 150 of the 5 Gallon Podcast. My name is Corey.
I'd be Harold.
Oh, it's good to hear your voice. I'm pretty sure you're not going to be there in about 2 minutes.
I'm not touching anything. It wasn't me.
Obviously, Harry won the vote. Congratulations. Welcome to the big 150.
Thanks. Congratulations for 150 flipping episodes.
Feels good. We're going back through all the requests, starting with Arkells. It's one of my favorite tunes, too, guys. This is Book Club, only on the 5 Gallon Podcast.
I was headed to the bus stop.
We got through a segment.
Oh, man. The playlist tonight is off the hook.
Right on.
Off the hook. Got Arkells, Deers, New Pornographers, 8 Machine, Immaculate Machine, Winter Sleep, Viv Albertine, Young and Sexy, Black Mountain, Emmanuel and the Fear. It's hot, man. This is hot. Hot. Yeah, this is like one of the best podcasts ever made. Ever. We're in the whole world.
Did you listen to that Nightwish tune?
Yes.
Did you can it?
It's not on this playlist, I can tell you that.
Okay.
And I can tell you why. It's because a lot of these tunes got a lot of votes.
Okay.
And I sent an email up to Gregerson as well. He had a very special request up in Bama. And I had to say, look, you're the only guy that asked for that tune. Like this Arkells tune, like 50 people asked for this.
Oh, no worries. No worries. I don't care.
Oh, we're going to play Nightwish, though, on the other show.
Okay.
And by the other show, I'm thinking like 151, because I want to do sort of the all request leftovers, you know?
There you go.
All the tunes that didn't make the cut.
I just wanted to contribute something I've never heard on your show before.
We can make this happen. How's your life?
It's cold.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
It's chilly out there tonight.
I went for a big walk today around the one peninsula. I've never gone that far. Yeah, it was really low tide, so I had a good chance to go around the peninsula and then another one. And
Well, you guys are kind of in the bay, right?
yeah.
And does the tree line hit the water line around the two ends of it?
Not so much, no, because there's sort of foothills that lead down into the bay.
Okay.
I mean, there's palm trees on the beach, but really the tree line's cut off by the highway, and then there's a little bit of a lowland flat. So yeah, there's probably about maybe 3 or 4 kilometers of flat land before it hits the foothills.
Okay.
Yeah, but it depends
It's hard
where
to
you
tell
are.
from where you are on the beach just by, naked sight.
Yeah, well here in Jaco, that's the case. But on either end, when you get to the 2 points, it's pretty much like cliff right down. So it's impressive.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering.
So I went up north towards Herradura, which is Los Sueños in the marina.
Okay.
And when the tide's super low like it was today, you can get super far, but you have to be really careful because you can get stuck out there.
Sure.
Because the tide comes back up and it's like, fuck now. I'm going to sleep here until the tide comes back out.
Now that window that's to your right in the picture right there, is that facing south or what way is that facing?
That's facing east. That's facing out towards the mountains,
okay.
yeah.
So if you come back towards me in the frame, that's the door to the room, right? Or
Yep,
is it
that's right.
just to the left behind your laptop?
Yeah, left behind the laptop is the door into the studio here.
Okay, now does the hallway run
Stand by.
Deep in
parallel with your
independent
laptop
music.
then?
Man, I am super excited about this set list tonight. I want to thank everybody who sent in the emails, made all these requests possible. I kind of want to not thank you because it took me a long time to go through them all. Holy cow, I had to start a damn spreadsheet.
Oh, you had to work.
I had to work on this crap. But I really appreciate that because, you know what? There are some diehard fans who sent in some submissions from way, way back to our first actual episode, episode 001. Can you believe that?
Really?
Yeah, we have people that have listened that long. And we started this show back in 2005.
Okay.
It took a hiatus for, I think, 2 years or more when I was down in Venezuela. Amy was away for a while. And then we took another hiatus. And then we came back. But I never stopped the numbering. I just kept going, you know?
Sure. Of course.
Well, yeah, because the show never really stopped. We just stopped, spitting it out.
Yeah.
But it's been pretty consistent since episode 90 up to now. One of the great tunes that got spun during that time period was one of my favorite bands from Montreal, the Deers.
Oh, I like those guys.
Off the Degeneration Street album. This is one of my favorite cuts, Omega Dog, on the 5 Gallon Podcast. I'm feeling extra radio today. Radio guy.
Did you have a tag on the end of that one? Did you have a little commercial at the end of that last song?
Yes,
okay.
yes, yeah, I did. Yeah, we just talked over it.
Well, I didn't hear it.
That's all right. No, I have it just way low. No big deal. Oh, you wanted the layout of the condo?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically I'm in the. If you were to go into the condo, the first door on the left here is the studio.
Okay.
And this is the smallest of the 3 rooms, the 3 bedrooms.
Okay.
I think this condo's about something like 1,500 square feet or something. It's huge.
Really?
Yeah, it's
That's
big.
a good size.
It's pretty big. So in this condo here, on this side here, it's a smaller room, and this used to be 2 single beds. So we kicked out the 1 bed, kept the single because it's nice for crashers, and it's got a full bath and everything too. But you walk in this first one on the left. So out of here, and you're facing east towards the mountain range. Okay.
Okay.
So to my immediate left, like to my left, is the ocean. That's towards the ocean, the west.
Okay, that's the ocean there.
Right. So if I walk,
So if you look out that window, you should be able to see the ocean.
No. The other way. The ocean's the other way. This window here is facing
Okay.
towards the mountains.
Okay.
Because that's basically the way. I kind of want to do a top view to explain it. You know what I should do? It'd be fun. I could take you on a webcam tour.
Yes.
You wanna do that?
Do that after the show. Are you still doing your 0.5?
No, I'm going to cancel it because Woody's out. Jacob really didn't confirm. Ray called in. He'd be able to do it. And it's just kind of like, you know what? I'm tired already, and I don't want to sit here and just get drunk all night. And, it'll be another time. We'll probably do it. I can see it like all of a sudden on a Wednesday night. Say, hey, let's do an episode. We'll do it.
Well, let's do a tour of your frickin' condo after the show.
That's what I'll do. I'll put you on the Skype bot here on the iPad, and I'll take you for a wander around. I'll show you everything.
Okay.
Yeah. You've never actually seen what it's like in here at all.
Well, I've seen pictures.
Yeah, but I think you saw the real estate before I moved in pictures as well. Eh?
Okay.
So even then, some of the furnishings have changed. It's different now than what was listed on the internet.
It's a pretty kitchen, from what I could tell.
Oh, dude, it's all like solid wood cabinetry, stainless steel top of the line appliances, granite countertops. These are like Italian imported tiles on the floor. This is fucked up, dude. It's nice here.
It is
really
nice.
Yeah. I pretty much have this sewed up for the moment. Can all change tomorrow, though. I was down. It was funny. I was down at the pool today. I got back from my walk and I did a couple laps, and I ran into. There's 4 Canadians staying here for about 2 weeks. They're from BC, and we ended up in the hot tub and just having some cocktails and stuff. And you know what? It doesn't matter where in the world you go, you can sit down with 4 Canadians of any age and get along instantly. You know what I mean? We see eye to eye on everything. So nice. Funny folks.
I want to go flying.
We got a lot of parasailing around here, you know, eh?
That's cool.
It is cool.
Think to get my fat ass up in the air?
Yeah, I think we could. Yeah, if they do tandem, you can get up there.
Yeah, I guess so.
tell you this, though. I'm not saying it other than just a simple observation. When I talk to these guys from BC today, and they're like, you know, they ask like where I live and what I do and that sort of thing, you start to realize it's like, fuck, the more I think about it, that's pretty fucked up. This is where I live and this is what I do. It's pretty good.
It is out of the norm.
A little bit. All right, stand by.
Yep.
Here we go. Congratulations.
We interrupt this program.
Your imagination is having puppies.
Laden with Canadian indie. You know, laden for me, just, I don't know, it's a weird word. What do you think?
Don't you mean Latin?
Latin. But we're deep down in the dark annals of Harry and Corey. You know, this is nice having you on this particular program, and I think it's great because it means that we have a growing audience for Haircore and the More.
I think that's awesome.
It's turning in.
Great.
It's turning in one of my favorite shows on the internet. To be honest with you, ahead of this one.
Well, I don't know how to take that.
Take it this way, because I stopped listening to this show a long time ago because you put it together, you listen to the tunes, and it's like I'm done with it, and I move on. Mm-hmm. Whereas Haircore and the More, I'm catching myself, walking around and listening to that song or what's it called, podcast a lot.
Well, I've been falling off the wagon, not falling off the wagon, but I've been falling behind a little bit. I haven't listened to the show quite as instantaneously as I used to, and I was really surprised with last week's show. Like, I put it on last night after I was out drinking and whatnot, and I just walked around here giggling my drawers off.
All right, well, we got to talk more about that, but let's play a tune here. This is the New Pornographers. Lots of requests for this one. This is Crash Years, only on the 5 Gallon Podcast. Oh, I got a funny email today. Yesterday, I guess. I don't know, one of these days. I stopped checking my mail this weekend. From a radio station. I get these stupid emails from radio stations now. And what are the call signs here? Let me pull it up. WIBR and WARN are moving all of their facilities down to Central America.
Really?
Yeah, they want to move all of their studios down to Central America, maybe Costa Rica, and they want to have a call with me to see how the hell I'm doing it, because they want to know what's the gear that you're using down there, because they want to do the rebroadcast up in the States, right? So basically, they want to do, and it's easy. I mean, we got a couple barracks boxes, and you do either a reflector or you can just do an ISDN straight to the studio.
Okay. It's pretty easy.
It's a little tricky to configure, but once it's done, And then the studio broadcasts it. Yeah. And, they want to have still terrestrial, coverage. They want to have their broadcast tower up in the States. They just want to have their studio and their actual production facility here.
Why would they want to do that?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
It's got to be one of two things. Either they don't want to live in the U.S. as a country anymore, or they want to get around some U.S. and what do you call it?
Well, there's always the tax
copyright laws.
Yeah, there's that. That's a possible. Well, you can't do that as long as you have any physical assets in the United States, right? So, for example, if you got a broadcast tower there, that's an asset, and you can be sued against those assets.
I guess so. Yeah.
So, I mean, like down here, it's a little bit trickier. Because, I have assets kind of everywhere. And
right.
These guys, I think what they might be thinking is like, I want to have my DJs and I want to live my life in a tropical country. And keep and because the technology exists to do it, why wouldn't you?
Well, I can't argue.
Yeah. Could you imagine? It's like, all right, we need you to scrape roads. But you're going to do it remotely from Costa Rica. I don't know why you wouldn't.
I like how you changed your Facebook to Corey Ryan. You added your middle name in there.
I like it too.
Now you're Costa Rica Coates.
I know, it's CR Coates. And the first thing that Ian Lang mentioned to me when I moved down here initially, he said, Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
That's
pretty good.
It is pretty good. Because I think I'm going to do. So I've been convinced to write an ebook. I'm going to write an ebook. Fuck it, I don't care. And I'm going to change my name. Well, I'm not going to change it. It's going to be C. Ryan Coates. That's going to be the author of the book. It's going to be great. Oh, nobody hates me more than I do. Trust me. Fuck. But man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, we'll see. I'll take a call with these radio guys maybe tomorrow and see what they're up to. But I just like this idea. I like a lot of people who are saying, you know, I got to find a way to pack up my life, just move somewhere to the beach and continue to do my job. Mm-hmm. It's a good plan. It's a really good plan. Solid.
Excellent plan.
Solid. All right, looks like we're coming back.
Okay.
Some of the music provided tonight from the Pod Show PodSafe Music Network. Check it out at music.podshow.com.
I get a lot of questions about how this show actually started way back in 2005.
Why?
Why do they ask? Or why did I start it? Or why do I get the questions? I don't understand the nearest question at all.
Just yanking your chain.
Yeah. I don't know why I did it, actually. I thought it'd just be fun. You know, there's a movie with Christian Slater.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it was called, God, what was it? The expression was talk hard. Pump Up the Volume was the name of the movie.
Yes. That's it. Pump up the volume.
Where he put together like a small band broadcast studio in his basement, right? And he was this pirate radio DJ in high school. Yeah. And he got everybody all excited because he's like, okay, I'm gonna talk hard, right? I'm gonna tell the truth and spill all the secrets. And you know, I thought the cool part about it was though, not so much what he was doing, because you know it's kind of gay. It was more just that having that little power, that little radio studio in your bedroom. I thought was pretty cool.
Well, yeah, and okay. You also had the idea years ago prior to the 5 Gallon podcast, because we messed around in your studio here in Listowel.
Exactly. That's where I'm going with this. The 5 Gallon podcast actually started with Haircore in the Moor. Yeah. Anyway, going back to the request deck here. Love these guys. Oh my God, out of Portland, Oregon. This is the 8 Machine. Killer cut. What's up, Stanley?
On the 5 Gallon pod?
Thanks, buddy.
That sounds good. I like the sound of this track.
Oh man, these guys kick. Do you want to hear some of it for a bit? Here, I'll crank it for you. It's called Ape Machine. Yeah.
My Nambo skills have fallen off. I can do that too.
I'm gonna go reload my wine.
10-4. Nice 70s feel.
Oh man, these guys are the shit. Love these guys. The whole record's so good. So good. I'm just loving riff rock more and more.
Me too, man.
It's just awesome. It's nice. I got the last question on this letter. So I'll pull up some mail in a bit. Stand by.
With new episodes every week. It's easy, it's free, and it might even get you laid.
It actually, our radio careers started in the back of a music store. Really, when you break it down. You and I sat down with a Bubba, right?
Couple of bubbas.
Couple of Bubbas, and a cold winter's night, recorded the very first episodes of Haircore in the Moor.
What year was that again?
God, I want to say like 2003, 2002. I want to say something like that.
Yeah, okay. Feels good.
That feels like it's about right. We're gonna have to carry on with this conversation. Right now, it's time for me to reach down in the mail sack.
You've got some mail.
You've got mail.
This is the last question on this letter because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to skip number 11. 11 is, what was the major problem in you and Amy's relationship? So I'm just going to move on past that one. That's a little personal. Why don't we go on to number 13, though? What's your favorite color? Man, oh man. I don't know, man. I used to think it was purple, and then I used to think it was blue. But now I think it's green. Harry, what's your favorite color, man?
I don't have a favorite. I love them all.
I know, they're all great.
Mix them all in together.
I don't like certain colors. Certain colors I don't really care for.
There's certain colors I won't wear.
I don't really like seafoam green. One.
No. You had a guitar that color, though,
I
didn't
did. I really did. Jesus. It was pretty awesome, yeah. I had a Peavey Strat copy that was seafoam green. Wow, that takes me back. That would have been 1998. Wow, I'm old. Anyway, way back on the first episode of the 5 Gallon Podcast, this is one of the bands and one of the tunes that we played. Thank you very much for this request. This is Immaculate Machine, one of my favorite cuts. Phone number on the 5 Gallon Podcast.
Leave your phone number somewhere I can find it. What have we got to
I didn't realize that you guys had a few breaks there.
We did. Yeah.
Because I must have started listening around episode 90, I think.
Well, we started in 2005 ahead of moving here.
Right.
And then when we moved here, we had maybe about 5 or 6 weeks off while we basically waited to get the internet where we were living. Okay, so we just had no way to actually do shows and connect to the web.
Right.
And then following that, we finally got online. We put some shows together, and we were living with Topher and Maggie at the time. So the four of us, Amy and Topher and Maggie and I, would all sit around and do shows. And we pumped out quite a few. And then what happened was that I got sent down to Venezuela for a little bit. And then Amy went down to Venezuela for a little bit. I came back from Venezuela, and for reasons that I can't really speak of in a live broadcast, Amy did not return from Venezuela. Let's just put it that way. She went back to Canada.
Okay, well, and I knew that because I remember you did a broadcast or so with her remote in Winnipeg, did you not?
Yeah. She was away, so I connected with her there, and it wasn't anything. Yeah. It was legal issues. It wasn't a problem between her and I at that time. And then eventually, we said, okay, well, this is really impossible. So we just cut the show basically, and we just said that's enough. And then we moved out of Piedades because it got really bad where we were or out of Santana, or where were we? We were in San Lorenzo. It got really hard where we were living because there were all of these roommates coming in because they basically, the guys.
Yeah, you hosted couch surfers, didn't you?
We had couch surfers there, and it was cool. But at the same time, what happened was that we were renting essentially a room in a house. And it was great because we were living with two people that we really loved and they were good friends. And then they moved back to Canada, and then all of a sudden it became a hotel. Every 3-4 weeks, new couples, new people were moving in. It's like, oh my God, it was brutal. So at that point, it's like we just can't even find the energy or the will to do these shows, so we just stopped. What was funny though is that we finally got so fed up and we wanted to move closer to the office, and we did. And we paid way too much for a place we couldn't afford, but we just had to, for our sanity, had to move.
Yep.
And moved and then got set up, and we had, you know, our own internet connection, and we sat down and it's like, you know what? We used to really love doing these shows. And I said, why don't we just, well, we did. We just started doing them again. And we just kind of picked it up right where we left off. And we just kept plowing and plowing and plowing. The only time that we really ever stopped then was when Amy left. You know, I took a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
And since then, I got back online and I haven't stopped week after week after week. I think I've missed maybe 2 or 3 weeks in the last year or so. It's been good.
That's pretty good.
Not bad. But yeah, we
That's
took like
pretty
2
good.
years off while we were in Venezuela.
Right.
But now it's tough. Like if I ever move to India or something, I'm gonna have to keep doing this somehow.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't move to India.
It's a good idea. I imagine this show wouldn't be as nostalgic as it has, but it's been very nostalgic for me.
Happy 150.
Just you and I sitting here talking during the tunes a little bit about some of the history of the show and not sharing it with the listeners here on the podcast. That's not a problem. All you guys need to do is go over to 5gallonsound.com/live and you can see the behind the scenes making of not only this show, but some of the other programs that we do here as well on the network, including Haircore and the More.
Yes.
My favorite show on the internet, basically. That's what I'm saying now. So if you want to hear some of the backstories and what we're talking about in between the songs and how we put the show together, 5gallonsound.com/live. Now we got to dip into some Winter Sleep.
Ooh, I'm not familiar with these guys.
All right, here's one of my favorite bands from the East Coast of Canada. And Amy actually introduced me to these guys way back, like 3, 4, 5 records ago. And we played the second cut we're going to play in this Bag to Bag, which is Archaeologist, one of the original Winter Sleep tunes that we played on this podcast. Followed by something that was on the, what do you say, not the most recent record, but the one just ahead, just the one before that.
Sophomore?
No, the one that was before their newest record. The second most recent. I can't get out of my head how you label your ex-girlfriends. You know? The XX most recent record from Winter Sleep.
It worked.
One of my favorite cuts off there is going to be New Inheritors. And I fell in love with this band pretty much instantly and have been following them ever since. Do us a favor, and if you love these guys as much as we do, just go to 5gallonsound.com/podcast where you can buy this and many of these great songs. Wow, this tune takes me back. New Inheritors, Winter Sleep, 5 Gallon Podcast.
I'm gonna grab a gun.
Okay.
Reverberations of a reverie. The false certificate of birth. No vaccination for your curse. Maybe the drugs don't work. The watercolors of your memory. Saw salutations to the murk. A sentimental wind. You are not permanent. head. New inheritors of earth, 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 new inheritors of earth.
Did you happen to notice? Did you check our what do they call it? Insights on our Facebook page?
I have not lately, no.
Well, that one seems to be relatively consistent. But I was looking on our website, and I was looking at the stats, and for some reason, last week we usually get about, I don't know, 10 or 15 downloads the day before we do a show, and then about 20 to 30 the day of, and then maybe 10 again the next day, and then it's usually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or nothing, right, through the week.
Right.
Last week we got about between 20 and 30 to almost 40 every day of the week.
Yeah, it could spike because what happens is people catch on to your podcast, and
then they go back.
They go back to the back episodes. And they go, oh, what's this? I don't know what they're talking about. I need to go get some more episodes and catch up.
Cool.
This happens, like, I've got a lot of people who won't listen to this show probably for 6 or 7 weeks. They're regular followers, but they're just behind on their shows. Mm-hmm. I'm the same way. I got a ton of podcasts that I just are sitting pending, waiting for me to listen to. I haven't downloaded the latest yet,
Yeah. I do the same. Like, there's another podcast I listen to. It's a Toronto morning show, and now that I'm not at work through the winter, I fall off from listening to it. Right, I do other things.
Yeah,
I like listening to the podcasts at work. So when I'm not working, I'm not listening.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So yeah, I mean, stats are weird. Stats are just weird. It's impossible to know what's going on.
I don't think it's impossible. I think it's very difficult to decipher, but I think it's interesting to watch anyway.
Oh, for sure. I'll send you updated stats every month.
Sweet.
You can analyze the crap out of them.
If you're an independent recording artist and would like to hear your music on future episodes of this podcast, send your song submissions to 5gallonpodcast@gmail.com.
So really, you and I sitting around in the studio and recording. I think we did 2 episodes of Haircore in the Moor.
Yeah, we did some other things too, but they were more musical.
That's
but
right.
As far as complete shows, yes, 2.
And then what we did is we posted them on a service that was relatively new at the time. It was live365.com.
That's right.
And
There was
there's
no
sti-
such thing as podcast back then.
No, there weren't. So that's the cool thing about podcasting is that when it came around, it's like, oh man, this is gonna be a subscribable service where people can get it in iTunes all the time. What a great idea! But
We must have kind of been on the fringe of driving the market.
I didn't want to say it, but you and I are a couple pioneers. It's true. Well, we were doing things on Live 365 probably 2 years before podcasting actually became a thing. Anyways, this is 30 seconds. Harry says awkward farting sounds. Why not? On the 5 Gallon Podcast. That was 30 seconds. Awkward fart sounds. That was a new one. The 5 Gallon
Should have
Podcast.
practiced before.
I know. That's all right. We can practice after the show. We got a ton of emails, mostly from the female variety for this particular song. I love this cut. This is Viv Albertine. Confessions of a MILF.
On the 5 Gallon Podcast.
Home sweet home, 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 home sweet home.
What a killer
Is that a
cut.
Merlot?
What's that?
Is that a Merlot?
No, it's a Syrah.
A Serape?
Serape. It's syrup, basically. Yeah, I found a brand of wine that I really like out of Argentina called Trapiche. It's just fun to say, Trapiche. Trapiche. And I ran into one of their Malbecs maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it's like, oh my God, this is delicious. And then I tried their
Malbec.
Cabernet, and then it's like,
Certain
oh,
wines I've never even heard of before.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not.
I guess it's all relative to where the grapes are grown, right?
It's the type of grape is really
Right.
what defines it. And in Argentina, they can grow pretty much every type of wine because they have these ideal growing conditions there, and they know their wines. So it's great because I've got across the street a fantastic liquor store that's very well stocked in all kinds of great wines from the world. So I like to just every now and then grab a bottle of wine and experiment. Of course, some people they latch onto their wine and they just stick with it forever.
Yep.
I like just for $8, $9 a bottle. What the hell? I'm just going to keep trying different wines.
Dude, that's the great thing about wine. It's like beer, right?
Yeah.
You don't always have, it's spice of life.
It is, and I'm not one of those guys. Like we actually have a show on overseas radio called Wine Line.
Really?
Yeah, it's
I've
every
never caught it.
it's every Friday at
Well, that explains it.
1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Anyway, it's a guy named Robert Scott, and it's a great show because he's a wine connoisseur and a wine expert. And it's right after we do 2 shows back to back on Friday. They're kind of fun. We do Food Pilgrimage. Sage Russell, a guy from San Francisco, he goes all over the world and he finds, he goes to fine dining restaurants and talks about food, followed by an hour program about wines of the world. And Robert takes his iPad and a USB connector and like a Yeti mic. And he goes all over the world to all these wineries. And he does features on wine. So, for example, he does a great show. Like last week was one where it's like, okay, if you're going to have Moroccan food, here are the Moroccan wines that you want to combine with it, right?
Cool.
So I love the program because he's a super nice guy. Great show.
I gotta ask though, I've never played with an iPad, but what connections are on that for availability?
Not many. You got the Thunderbolt connector at the bottom, not the 30 pin they used to have. Now it's this little mini one. Which
I've
is
got
great.
a Thunderbolt on my Mac here.
Yeah, so that's great because it's super fast transfer rates. But then they have an 1/8 inch at the top, and then that's it. They don't have USB and SD slots, none of that crap.
No, so he'd have to change his 1/8 inch to USB 2 then.
No, there's a trick now. What they did, there's a camera connector, is what they call it, where it's either a Thunderbolt or a 30-pin old Apple connector,
Okay.
and then 2 USB. And if you plug it in to a USB mic, the iPad just says, "Oh, okay, that's a microphone on a camera,"
Right.
and it'll use the microphone. It won't.
That's cool.
It won't power the microphone. Then that's the thing, eh? So if you
Well, he's
buy,
not using this microphone then.
no, I think
He'll be using a different Blue product.
exactly.
Yeah, because the Yeti needs Phantom.
Yeah, if it's a Phantom power mic, it won't work. But I think there's also some adapters that you can get that you can plug into the USB line that'll send 48 volt Phantom power to the mic. So there's a way of tricking the iPad, but that's really the ultimate goal, is that you're mobile. You've got your little iPad and you've got your USB mic and GarageBand, and away you go.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you that GarageBand's great for podcasting. I haven't tried the podcast feature, but it's there. And I know Blue makes some great microphones for podcasting.
Yeah, specifically, yeah. We use on the network the Rode Podcasters just because of their compatibility.
Yeah.
And the sound quality is amazing. They sound very good.
Yep.
I like getting together and doing shows with you a lot. This is nice. I
like doing it too.
I feel like we never need to see each other again. We can just have this between us always.
Well, the great thing for me is being half deaf. I can adjust your volume.
That's pretty nice. And I can speak at a natural speaking voice.
That's right.
Oh man. And you know what too? I might broadcast your eulogy if you die before me. You know, I'll be like on webcam.
Bring that up on our show next week.
All right.
I want to talk about that.
Oh, do you want to talk about our funerals and what we want?
Well, I want to tie it into Facebook. I found an app on Facebook.
I love it. All right. Write that down because I'll forget that shit.
Okay, writing down.
Stand by, please.
5 Gallon Podcast.
Turn it on and rip the knob off.
Man, do I love that Viv Albertine. Some pretty crazy stuff out of the UK. Love that tune. I was working out to that the other day, and it was great.
I bet that's great working out music.
I got something in my pocket here, Harry. Yeah, I'm a little bit
Santa
worried.
got in his pocket
No,
today?
because you know what? The last couple of weeks, because I've been doing a lot more exercising, it means that I've had to do my workout clothes. Like I've got
It's just a tissue.
No, it's not. I've got a maid, right? I got a housekeeper, and she does all my laundry and stuff. But normally, I have to do my own workout clothes during the week because they get dirty, and I work out more than once. Yeah.
Yep.
And I've been using these Bounce dryer sheets. And here's the thing: is that I accidentally found one of them in my pocket while I was wandering around town today. Yeah. And I'm catching myself smelling it on the street. And in the store and stuff. Yeah. So I went to do groceries today and I found myself in the tofu aisle. It's not an aisle, but that's where the tofu is. Smelling it like a freak. Smelling a chloroform or something.
Still trying to get the smell of poop out of your towel.
Oh, that could be it. It's get the fart off my face. God, it smells good. I'm gonna put it on my mic. Oh, out of Vancouver, BC. We played these guys a long time ago. This is Young and Sexy. The city you live in is ugly. On the 5 Gallon Podcast.
You wait before the sunrise, and at 5 a.m. you get on the bus. The people look so resigned to their daily grind, and you swear it'll never be you. You said that you were new in town.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a rubber band and I'm going to have a dryer sheet on my mic at all times. This is messed up good, man.
I still love the smell of my microphone.
Does it smell like fucking April?
No, it doesn't smell. No, it's not like that. It's weird. I'm assuming it's the treatment they put on the foam, but it's just got one of them. It's not a new car smell, but it's a smell I've never smelt before, and I love it.
So I'm worried that I'm going to walk around with this thing in my pocket in life, right? And so when I'm going to be in the middle of a conversation with somebody over dinner, I'm going to reach down and be like,
Then somebody will think it's that. What do you give people when you want to knock them out?
chloroform.
Yeah, he's high on chloroform.
Or I'm huffing. I've got gasoline on a rag. You know. It's so nice, though. It's really nice. God, it feels good. Just to smell it. It reminds me because my mom used Bounce, right? Bounce Tide detergent and Bounce dryer sheets. And my cleaning lady uses the same stuff, right? So, like, she uses the North American products. And when I get into bed...
There's different flavors, though.
Yeah, I know. But they're not flavors. God, my dad calls them flavors, too. God.
What do you call it?
It's a flavor when you eat it. It's different fragrance. It's fragrances. It's
smelling
different scents.
and tasting aren't very different, really.
They are very... One goes in your nose, one goes in your mouth. I mean, that's it's completely different.
The way the receptors receive it, there's very little difference.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on that, but...
Okay. What do you call them?
Scent.
It's not a flavor.
It's a scent.
Okay, fair enough.
What do you mean, fair enough? That's the word. It's like, all right, if that's what you...
That's good.
That's it.
I'll concede.
If you want to call it a scent, fine. It also cleans your iPad very well. So there you go.
What a...
Yeah.
I started following a Facebook page. It's called London Drugs or something like that. And but they're always posting like these neat little ideas to make day-to-day life easier and whatnot, and recycling, a lot of recycling stuff and whatnot.
Like life hacks?
Pardon?
Like life hacks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, today they said instead of sending, if you have company over and you got leftovers and you want to send home some leftovers with your company, instead of sending them with your Tupperware or anything, take a milk jug and they've chopped it up and cut it down where they put it, you can basically fold it up.
Oh, good idea. I have so many other people's Tupperware. It's awesome. I bought Tupperware once in my life. Once. Everything else, stolen. Stand by.
Stay tuned for the new enhanced 5-gallon podcast, brought to you from our new production facility located in beautiful...
Hi, it's me again. As you can see, girls, music, disease, heartbreak, they all go together.
Costa Rica. Welcome to the jungle, baby.
I knew this would happen, that we would get this deep into the show, and I'd want to do at least another hour, maybe more. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're just getting rolling here with this.
We kind of are. Well, that's the problem with your format of this show.
How so?
Not so much room for yapping.
It's good, though. I mean, it's the old Vegas rule. You leave them wanting more.
Fair enough.
And I want more, which means the listeners must.
Well, come on over to listen to our show, too.
Which one's that?
Haircore in the More.
Oh, that's right. Haircoreinthemore.com. You know what? I got a link on 5gallonsound.com. There's a whole page devoted to us.
That's right.
That's right. And when do we do that show? When do we actually do that thing?
Thursday nights, 8:30, 9 o'clock EST.
Have you, like I, forgotten that we do a morning show at night?
Well, that's called prep and forethought.
Pre-production. Radio magic. I feel that the best thing about this particular program is that we don't talk a lot.
Well, that's the format, right?
Yeah, so we give a lot of great tunes. And now I did the math, by the way. Do the math. Remember that tune? Do the math.
Oh?
No. There's a song. Trust me. Yeah, it's called Do the Math. I'll find it. Anyway, we've played over 1,600 independent music songs here. That's a lot.
Awesome.
That's amazing. That's huge. Some of these guys, I feel like we help break.
You got to be helping somebody somewhere.
Like these guys. Out of British Columbia, Black Mountain. We played these way, way back, just before they were going to do the South by Southwest. I think in like 2006 or 7. Killer cut. One of my favorite bands out of Canada. This is Druggernaut.
On the 5-Gallon Podcast.
God, these guys are good, man. These guys are so good.
Druggernaut?
Black Mountain is the name of the band.
Black Mountain is the name.
Holy crap, this band is awesome. It's got that Sabbath,
Yep.
70s open toms riff rock, man. It's riff rock again.
Yep.
I'll tell you this much. What I learned from the All Request 150 is what kind of music I got to be playing on this podcast and what people really, really love.
Well, you gotta mix it up too, though. Don't always play what your regulars got, because regulars want. Because you gotta. You know, that's the whole thing about independent music show. You gotta stir it up.
That's true.
Mr. Holy Hound, blood in the sky. Said, are you freedom mine? Oh, are you freedom mine? Oh, we're young and fast.
Oh, they remind me of somebody.
God, these guys are awesome. Oh, man.
Dude.
It's so hot, this tune. Just everything they do is great. Their latest record came out about a year and a half ago, and it slams.
Sweet drug or not? Oh, rocket launch.
His voice reminds me of something. I can't pick it out.
I hate when people walk around and they go, man, music's dead. Music's no good anymore. It's like, dude, have you listened to music lately? There's great music everywhere. Like great music coming out right now.
You know what the problem is? People that say stuff like that and other things like, oh, I'm bored. You know, they got to get some mileage under their feet.
There's nothing to do, man.
Jesus Christ.
It's like you've got an infinite amount of things to do in this world.
Just open your eyes, walk out your back door, and look into the sky.
Yeah, do that.
Inspiration will hit you in the head.
All right, I guess we're up on the last segment here. I got to do sponsors, and I got a laundry list of people to thank, if I can do that. Okay. And then the final thoughts. Is that good?
Oh, final thoughts. I hate your show.
I know. Everybody does.
Okay.
Okay. Don't let your meatloaf.
Have I done that yet?
Pretty much every week, I think, on some show you say that.
How about, it's like my brain's that tree and you're like those little cookie elves.
You do whatever you want, man.
I don't know what to do. See, I'm caught in a mosh.
I got to pull up my mail here for my sponsors. I got hover.com. Oh my God. I got 3 sponsors now too, by the way. Hover.com, FreshBooks.
I don't say don't let your meatloaf that often on the show.
You say I think you just said it like 5 times already. Subconsciously.
For more
Stand by.
information on this podcast and all the latest news from the 5 Gallon Empire, simply visit 5gallonsound.com. We have cookies.
This has gone by too quickly, and so will this segment. I got to go ahead and pay the bills here and thank all the sponsors of the 5 Gallon Podcast. Hover.com for all your domain needs. They do have a great concierge service if you're stuck with those other service providers like GoDaddy. Give them a call and tell them that you want to move over to Hover.com and Corey sent you. FreshBooks.com if you do any kind of online invoicing like I do. Make invoicing fun and do it online. Now with their great iPhone and iPad app, you can track your expenses and your time. FreshBooks.com, and don't forget a lot of these great cuts on this fantastic music podcast come from one of my favorite independent music providers, emusic.com. 5gallonsound.com/podcast, and you can click on that and get a $10 coupon when you sign up. Many of these songs are for under 49 cents per cut. I got a long list of people to thank here, including you if you're listening right now, but mostly a lot of my other co-hosts, Topher, Meggie, Curtis, Tito Knives, Chad, Lou Gray, Harry, Ray, Adam, Woody, and of course a big thank you to Amy. And I can't say enough to all the folks who have downloaded the show in the last 150 episodes, and here's to 150 more. Harry, what are your final thoughts?
Oh my God. It's like my brain's that tree, and you're like all them little cookie elves running around inside it. Don't let your meatloaf.
Thanks so much. I want to play the last cut of the night. Not going to be jazz.
No?
I'm glad this came up. This is Emmanuel and the Fear, one of my favorite bands. One of my favorite tunes. The Rain Becomes the Clouds.
And don't forget to stop by here, Corey, in the bar.
I love you, Harry.
Love you, Corey.
The rain becomes the clouds, and the clouds become the sky, drifting overhead to brighter days that bring the people outside.
What a fun show.
It was all right.
It was all right.
I meant to get into some.
You know, it's so hard to. I always find this, like when you and I do this show together, it's that I want to get into Haircore in the More mode where we can talk for like 10 minutes straight.
I know, but you can't.
We can't. We got a format to follow.
Yeah.
Yep. But this is pretty nice. You know, I'm thinking I got to redo now some of the theme and drops and stuff for next week. Eh?
Of this?
Yeah, I might surprise everybody and do a new theme and new spots and drops.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, be cool.
Change it up.
It's about time. I think we've had this particular theme for probably maybe 70 or 80 different episodes now, so that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's good to mix it up.
Yeah.
Yep. Your mic sounds great tonight, by the way.
Thank you.
Really nice. Yeah.
When it's working, it's awesome.
I know, it's a stupendous mic. Stupendous. Holy
stupid too.
Yeah.
Oh, were we talking about asteroids and meteoroids?
No, but I'd like to.
I just posted a picture on my timeline. Somebody was what's the difference between an asteroid and a meteorite? Well, first off, meteorites on the planet already. It's a meteor before it crashes into the ground. And before it becomes a meteor, it's a meteor. Before it's a meteor, it's a meteoroid. And it's only a fraction the size of an asteroid. And it comes from, it's a space rock. It's bigger than a dust grain, but smaller than an asteroid.
That's a fair question, though. I mean, because I think that's one thing that you don't necessarily. You maybe learn it in school for like 5 minutes, and then that's it.
Yeah.
If you're not interested in any of this, then you know that can slip your brain quick.
Sure.
I run into a lot of folks who, when you call a meteor a meteorite, they're like, "There's not a meteor, that's a meteorite." It's like, whoa! I misspoke. It's okay. You know, like, you know what happens is it's stupid, dude. Stupid. I get when I do shows, you know, you don't realize what you're saying half the time. Yeah.
No, that's right.
Stop this deck.
No, it's just flowing.
You do shit, and it's like, okay, you're flowing on stuff, and especially this week in Costa Rica. Fuck me, do I get a lot of emails from people who go, "You said this, and you're wrong, and here's why," and it's like, okay, I misspoke. I used, and it's not a misrepresentation of fact.
No,
it's like I used an incorrect word. It's like, oh god.
Oh, I did that to my lawyer once. Wow, did he get mad? I used the word levity instead of gravity, and he snapped.
Yeah, there's people who are just like crazy like this. Anyway, I'm gonna kill the